everyone, Care Bear here to share with you the latest stuffy that I finished for a little one. This is the clownfish that I'm sure a number of you will recognize, and this design, it's knit, and the design is by Nicola Riley. I was with one of our little ones in our family at Ripley's, which is here in Toronto, and this little one absolutely loves seeing all the fishies and the beautiful environment that Ripley's provides. And so I decided to make some stuffies that would be in memory of that wonderful day together and the experiences were had by all. So this is a purchase pattern on Ravelry. I've made another design by Nicola, which was a turtle, and I have done a clownfish earlier, and so I decided to do the clownfish in exactly the colors that she used, and that's why I've selected these. I also purchased Nicola's pattern book of a number of ocean characters, and I'm definitely going to be making more of these. I saw a starfish, I saw another fish, and I did the turtle. So I'm going to be doing quite a few of these and gifting them to all the little ones in our family, along with some great children's reading. So let me tell you about this little clownfish. So I used, it calls for DK weight yarn, and I used DK weight, and it also calls for US 2 needles or 2.75 millimeter needles. And that's exactly what I used in making this one. I'm just going to look at my notes to tell you a little bit about this yarn. So the orange is the James C. Brett Crafter yarn, which actually is a lot softer than I expected. I used it before to on another couple characters that I made, but I I didn't quite remember it, and it is really, really soft. Then the white and the black that you're seeing here is the Estelle Spark DK. And it's the first time I've used the Spark. It's an acrylic yarn, but it's supposed to be anti-pilling. So it'll be interesting to see how it turns out. But it was absolutely lovely to work with, and I definitely will buy it again to create these stuffies because it's at a good price point as well. So I used the orange, I used 25 grams of yarn, and then I used 10 grams or 10 grams of both the white and the black together. So it's not very much black, a little bit more white than the black, I think. And then the construction of this is you do the body, you do the fins and the eyes all as separate, and then you sew them on. So the body starts at the back thin, and her instructions are to knit this all the way up to the end, close it, and then sew the bottom together and stuff it, and then you actually sew it on an angle here. I make a change to all of these pieces, and I did with the last one that I made as well, is I am not very good at sewing things together. I know we can use mattress stitch, but I decided to do everything in the round. So I knit the body in the round, I knit these fins in the round, and the side funny fins, I did them in the round. I did the eyes in the round as well. That way I don't have any sewing together. And Nicola's patterns are really easy, so I found it really easy to convert it into the round. And then when I did it in the round, I was really happy with the way that I took care of the meeting of the colors. When you knit in the round, it is spiral, so every row goes up, and so sometimes it can be a little bit of a jog, but I think I did a pretty good job at taking care of those jogs, and I followed Nimble Needles, who is a knitter, fabulous knitter and instructor on YouTube, and he has a great YouTube tutorial. I'll add it in the description below on how to deal with these jogs, and I followed what he said, and I think it turned out pretty good. So anyway, you start with the body, you knit the body, you close it at that end, you sew it if you need to, you stuff it, and then you sew it on an angle to give it that little angular ending. And then you create these top two fins, which are pretty easy to knit. Nicola's pattern is to knit them flat. I did them in the round, and then you just sew them. And what I like about this one, unlike the other one I did, the other one I did was a multicolor one yarn, and I kind of had to guess where I was putting these, but because of the beautiful striping in this fish, it's easy to know where to place those top fins. And then I knit the side fins, and I did, before putting those on though, I did the eyes, and then I sunk in the eye sockets, and she's got instructions to teach you how to do that. And then I stuffed the eyes, and I secured them into those socket areas. I then added the little mouth, and again, Nicola has great instructions to teach you how to do that. Once I had the face on, I found it easier to set where I wanted to actually sew the fins, because I noticed she has some beautiful photos. So check her Ravelry page, but she has some beautiful photos there. And if you look at her photos, it helps you to see where she aligns these funny fins at the side. And I aligned them according to what I could see in the pictures from Nicola. And yeah, that was it. You're only stuffing the body and the eyes. And I stuffed the body with a white baby safe anti-mold, anti-allergenic or non-allergenic polyfill, and I use that for all the stuffies, and especially when I have any white in a stuffy, I make sure that polyfill, I use the polyfill. Sometimes I cut bits from, when I cut the bits from the yarn, I definitely save those, and I use those for stuffies, but when there's white involved, I don't tend to use those because I don't want the color to bleed through. So that is the clownfish, and I'm just trying to think, is there anything else I would like to tell you? I don't think so. I measured, though, I need to tell you, I had 50 grams of this orange, and I definitely have, I've weighed it, and I definitely have enough to make another one. So, yeah, I think I will be making another one. I think these are great gifts that you can put with a book to give to a child. You know, if you go into the bookstores nowadays, they have the book and they have a little stuffed animal or a doll or a character with it, which I think is great for the parents or whoever's reading to the child, because they have this little, you know, toy that they can, you know, dance around to the story. So when I create these little toys, I buy the book, whatever book about a fish that I want to include, and that adds to the child library, and it also is cute to gift it with a little stuffy. So the book, the stuffy together, it makes a beautiful gift. Thanks to Nicola for her fabulous, fabulous patterns, and thanks to you for watching, and check out Nicola's patterns on Ravelry.